Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Negotiate Your Salary Like a Pro. In this episode, titled Before the Table, Research and Preparation, we're diving into the essential first step of salary negotiation, how to gather the right market data to set you up for success. By the end, you'll know exactly where to look for those crucial salary insights that can make all the difference at the negotiating table. Let's get started. Roughly 4 out of $5 you win or lose in a salary negotiation are decided before you ever say a word. Picture two candidates, same role, same offer. One skims Glassdoor for 5 minutes, the other digs deep. A year later, their paychecks don't even look related. Only 39% of U.S. workers negotiated their last offer, yet the ones who did walked away with an average of 7.4% more. That gap isn't just about confidence, it's about who walks in with better data. Employers rarely reveal their full range up front, but they've done their homework on market rates, internal equity, and budget. If you don't match that level of preparation, you're stepping into a game where the other side already knows the score. Think of your research as building a private briefing document on yourself and the role. Market pay from multiple sources, your measurable wins, and what the company can realistically afford. When you've done this work, you're not guessing, you're sanity checking their numbers against your own. That's how you turn a vague, "what were you hoping for?" into a precise, confident answer that quietly reshapes the conversation in your favor. Most people stop after checking one salary site and skimming the job description. That's like glancing at the weather app and assuming you're ready for a mountain hike. This phase goes deeper, connecting numbers to your trajectory, the specific team, and the timing. Is this a high-growth company that trades cash for equity? A mature firm that pays top of market but moves slowly on promotions? You're not just collecting figures, you're mapping trade-offs, spotting leverage points, and deciding in advance where you're flexible and where a no from them means a no from you. Start by accepting an uncomfortable truth. The default numbers you're shown are often designed to keep you in the dark. Public bans in some states initially came in almost 20% below national averages. That gap didn't shrink because companies suddenly became generous. It shrank because informed candidates pushed back with better data. So what does better data actually look like in practice? First, you need layers of pay information, not one headline number. Pull 3 kinds of signals. Macro: broad comp reports for your role, level, and geography from multiple sources. Micro: evidence from people doing similar work at similar stage companies, LinkedIn messages, alumni intros, niche Slack groups. Company-specific: clues from job postings, earnings calls, funding news, and employee reviews that hint at how this employer trades off cash versus perks versus equity. Second, you need evidence of your own value, translated into their language. Instead of a bullet that says, managed projects, you're looking for specifics like, cut onboarding time by 30%, or increased qualified leads by 18%. Then you connect each of those to revenue, cost savings, risk reduction, or speed. Those are the currencies most decision makers actually care about. Third, you want to read on constraints and timing. Are they in a hiring freeze except for revenue roles? Did they just close a funding round? Is the team understaffed and missing deadlines? Details like these tell you whether you're walking into a buyer's market or a seller's market, and which levers, sign-on, title, scope, remote flexibility, review timing, might be more movable than base pay alone. This is also where you quietly map your walkaway points. Before anyone asks about expectations, you'll know your gladly accept range, accept with conditions range, polite no range. One analogy to keep in mind: surgeons don't walk into an operating room and then start reading the chart. They've already reviewed scans, history, and risks. By the time they scrub in, most decisions are made. Your goal is similar. You want the real choices to be mostly settled before the first recruiter screen. Your challenge this week: pick one target role and one target company. Treat it as a test case. In 60 minutes, See how far you can get on 3 lists. 1. 3 solid pay anchors for that role at that company's stage. 2. 5 quantified results from your last 2 to 3 years that map to money, risk, or speed. And 3 clues about the company's current financial posture. When the hour's up, ask yourself, if they called today, would I feel ready to name a number and explain it? Think about how a good doctor approaches a vague symptom. They don't start by guessing a diagnosis. They order targeted tests, compare results, and rule things out. Your preparation works the same way. You're not hunting for the right number so much as eliminating bad ones. For example, say you're exploring a product manager role at a mid-stage fintech. One alum quietly mentions their total comp is low 200s. A niche forum thread pegs similar roles at competing startups around 210 to 230K. An earnings call hints at aggressive growth targets but disciplined spending. None of these are definitive alone, but together they make a 160K offer clearly misaligned, and a 230K ask easier to justify. Or take your own track record. Launched feature X is just noise. But shipped feature X that lifted activation 9%, contributing roughly $600,000 in ARR, becomes a concrete data point that makes a higher band feel reasonable, not random. Soon your prep won't live in scattered tabs. It'll live in live feeds. As tools like Pave quietly absorb thousands of real offers, you'll watch numbers move like a weather radar. Sudden cold front in equity, heat wave in signing bonuses for a niche skill, pressure building in one geography. The skill won't be hunting static figures. It'll be reading shifting patterns, spotting storms early, and choosing when to move or wait for clearer skies. Treat this as a repeatable system, not a one-off ritual. Each time you collect better data, you're quietly updating your playbook for future moves. Over a few roles, those small edges stack like interest in a savings account, modest at first, then suddenly hard to ignore. And you stop reacting to offers and start truly steering your career. Try this experiment. For your very next important conversation, salary talk, partnership pitch, or tough feedback, spend exactly 45 minutes doing before the table prep using a timer. 15 minutes gathering hard data, metrics, examples, receipts, emails. 15 minutes mapping the other person's likely goals, fears, and constraints. And 15 minutes scripting 3 opening lines and 3 possible, if they say X, I'll respond with Y, paths. Then, right after the conversation, quickly score yourself from 1 to 10 on 3 things. How calm you felt, how clearly you spoke, and how aligned the outcome was with your goal. Compare those scores to a similar recent conversation you did with almost no prep and notice what changed, especially in how much control and confidence you felt at the table. This was Owl Up, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow.